So you have to wonder, is this an emergency introduction from CT Suck It? And is Hot Toys going to have you suck it with all these Star Wars announcements, not only for May 4th week, but for Celebration? And you have to wonder, will it be full of clones like me, like my friend TK Foma, or my friend, myself, CT Bomi, and me right here, CT Suck It? Will it be 1? Will it be 2? Will it be 3? Will it be 4? Will it be 5? Will it be 6? You'd have to suck them all. Let's go ahead and dive into it, baby. Right now. Welcome to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And look, we finally got an appearance from CT Suck It there, Fabio.
I know. I've been dying to see him again. So one time wasn't enough.
I say no. I think we're going to hear more from CT Suck It all through May. And look, baby, I tell you what, man. Like freaking a lot of the stuff the Hot Toys Wizard has been shooting the stuff about has been coming to pass, Fabio. You know what I'm talking about. It's been crazy with freaking Hot Toys. It seems like one thing after another, right, dude?
Let me tell you something. The news, the fresh off the press news for today are amazing.
I know. And we're going to talk, all about this freaking Star Wars stuff, but are you kidding me? I mean, look, come on, talk to me, baby. The Hot Toys Wizard was calling this, not Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, this Spider-Man, all the Spider. And let's not forget, too, that's why there was a lot of heat from the Hot Toys Wizard. They're not going to do Doc Ock. They never do villains. They're not going to go ahead and do the Goblin. They're doing all of them, baby.
So this, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember specifically, we were having this conversation even before you were getting into Marvel. I think you had just started speaking on some Marvel announcements like Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm.
And, somebody in the chat was saying something and, we were speaking on all that stuff. And then the Spider-Man came up and somebody said, oh, well, they asked you, somebody said, oh, what do you think? Blah, blah, blah. And you specifically said, yeah, they're all coming. And I remember that because I remember specifically that conversation. So I knew you would be excited to know that they were all announced.
Look, look, the Hot Toys Wizard has been telling me, Fabio, that especially, COVID's changed the game with a lot of stuff. So it is pretty hard, right, buddy, to kind of you can't take everything exactly the same way before COVID. And think it's going to go the same way. I'm noticing you can't do that no more.
Well, like I said, the thing with that is it's really cool to, I don't know whether, number one, they're listening to us, right? Because everybody, as soon as the movie came out and people actually found out that Toby and Andrew were in it, I feel like that was everybody's first, oh my God, Hot Toys, we need them. So that's my thing. I don't know if they're listening to us or they, it's a no-brainer to make them, obviously, because they were already made to begin with. So it's just, I'm super excited about this. I knew they were coming. I didn't expect them so soon, but amazing announcement.
I think they have to capitalize. It seems like Hot Toys has, and I think, for this in particular movie, what blew a lot of people away and what blew me away was to see Tobey Maguire again. And then you also get Andrew Garfield, and they were pretty significantly involved in the storyline, as the movie started going on. And I really was just very tickled pink to see all three of them, they're working together, they're in that kitchen area there, or whatever the heck, they were, and then going into the whole battle sequence. And it was just really special. And I really just felt in my heart, not only because of the financial impact I thought of being able to release these, I feel like people felt really, really, really energized with seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in this. And I could take it a step further. My youngest daughter, who's an adult, is a gigantic Spider-Man fan, like the way I am a gigantic Star Wars fan. And she just could not stop talking about, oh my God, OMG, all the Spider-Mans are in there. And I just couldn't think for a second on that fact alone that they couldn't capitalize, that they had to capitalize on that moment. You know what I mean? I mean, that was one of the reasons, dude.
Let me tell you something. The fact that you have, Spider-Mans from 3 different generations, you know what I mean? Like, Tobey was my generation. You know what I mean? That was my first real Spider-Man. So I love Tobey. Then, obviously, I got to witness Andrew as well. Loved him too. It's like, to me, this was the Avengers of Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, them having them come together, work together. I would have never in a million years thought 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that was a possibility of ever happening. So it's incredible for me.
Yeah, what an incredible movie. And wow. I mean, okay, so let's talk about it, because I really didn't read all of the post. I don't see head sculpts with this, but go ahead and talk to me, baby. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely head sculpts. The fact that in the movie, most of the movie they had no masks on. They're gonna be, you have to get a head sculpt. I mean, if Hot Toys wants to cheap out of it and not give us one, then that's something that we don't know about. But if they really want to make a proper figure from the movie, we have to get the head sculpts. Number one, you got to get the updated Tobey Maguire. We have one from Spider-Man 3 when he became Venom, but we don't have an updated one when he's obviously aged. And obviously we got the newer one, which is from Andrew, and I'm assuming that's going to get updated as well. So we should get them 100%.
And listen, with already 51 in here, go ahead and smash the like button. So go ahead and strike a pose right now. And no, you're free. The screen didn't freeze. Take your finger, hit the like button, baby. And in return, the Dark Jedi will go ahead and serve you up. I've got the wizard juice. I've got the special wizard juice. I've got spotchka. I've got coffee. I've got cans of whoop ass. Tell me what table you're at. We will serve it up, baby, for sure. But hit that like button as the tip. Come on. Got my friend Fabio in here. We're doing it again. And yeah, dude, I mean, and when you talk, absolutely, you're getting the head sculpts with this. And right off the bat there, if they use Tobey Maguire again, which you know that they will, and Andrew Garfield again, and you know that they will, they already have head sculpts. You know where I'm going with this, right? So if they're going to take the time to redo these head sculpts, is there any chance they won't give you another Tobey Maguire ever? They'll probably use it again.
Well, apparently, they're talking about a new Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to happen? I don't know, but there's talks on it, so that's a possibility. I heard there's something also about Tobey playing another movie. Is it true? I don't know.
I heard him in Doctor Strange, maybe.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. He wouldn't be.
Somebody was just telling me this past week, and my daughter was hanging out with her friends, and we're at some event, and they were telling me they expect to see Tobey Maguire in this. I said, really? But I don't know. Who the heck? I don't know.
It would be shocking for me to see, but I don't expect him to be in there whatsoever because he has no part of that movie at all. You know what I mean? And coming from
They have to go back in time.
Yeah, like it wouldn't make sense for him to be in there anyway. You know, it's not his universe. They already went back, you know, according to No Way Home. So, you know, that wouldn't match that plot, but I would be completely shocked to find out that he was in there because I don't expect him to be in there whatsoever.
But I tell you what, this is really, really special. And I think, buddy, not only are they capturing moments because this was an incredible moment to have the three of them together. People are going to scoop these up. I mean, if they come out with like, so what are you looking at here? Are we looking at two figures? Because you know you got to get the Andrew Garfield and you got to get Tobey Maguire. I know we already have what's his face now, the guy who plays it now.
We have Andrew Garrett. Well, we have both. We have the original, the first Tobey Maguire head sculpt was from the Spider-Man 3 movie where he became Venom. So he got the black suit, right? So he ended up with the black suit. So that figure comes with his regular masked head and then Tobey Maguire's head sculpt with an angry expression. Then obviously we got Andrew. We got a head sculpt with Andrew as well. But
Tom Holland, yeah, that's the name.
Tom Holland. Yeah, we got plenty of those.
But I mean, but what I'm saying is, we got Tom Holland though, Fabio, right? Already from the No Way Home. Don't we have a couple already?
We've got him from Homecoming, so we've had plenty of him already.
So, but are we getting another one here, dude? Another Tom Holland?
Oh, absolutely. We got the black and gold suit that came with a head sculpt. We're getting the upgraded suit, which I believe is this one. I think that comes with a head sculpt. We're getting a regular black suit before he changed into this one. There's another head sculpt for that. So yeah, no, we're getting plenty of Tom Holland head sculpts.
So you're going to get obviously you're getting these now. You're getting Tobey Maguire, obviously Tom Holland. You're getting Andrew Garfield. They teased it last night. How long do you think until? I mean, could this be tonight? Because remember we were talking about this with Dante. We were just kind of shooting the stuff, and I was saying, and I think you all agreed too. You were all saying, I think until May 4th week, you're going to get a lot of Marvel. I wouldn't be surprised if this happens tonight or tomorrow night or the night after, and you get these announcements. What do you think? I mean, they've been doing these like really quick after the teases.
Yeah, right. But remember what happened with, and one more thing before I continue. Carlos Burgos said that there are rumors of Andrew Garfield being in Doctor Strange movie. I had no idea. I didn't hear that.
Okay, so it was one of them. Maybe that's who my daughter was talking about. Yeah, it was one of them.
Amazing if that's the case, but I didn't hear any of that. But going back to the question, what was the question? I completely forgot what you had.
Remember, we were asking like, "Hey, Aries, what do you think about what Star Wars announcements are we going to get?" And I was like, "Look, I really don't think we're gonna get a ton the week of May 4th." So you get none until like May 1st.
So that makes sense because they, thinking that way would mean that they're saving all the Star Wars announcements for that week, right? So that would make a lot of sense. But when it comes to actually, releasing this for pre-order, remember what they did with Doc Ock and Green Goblin. Remember they announced Doc Ock first, or was it Green Goblin first, and then Doc Ock. But remember how much time in between those announcements were made. It wasn't just immediately back to back. So they'll probably release one, within a day or two, and then the next one will be probably weeks down the line. But between, during that the same time frame that the other two were released. So maybe, a
6
month,
8 weeks. Yeah, maybe 4 days, something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. And do you think we're going to get one of these then? The official announcement before the end of this week.
Today is Monday. Absolutely.
100%. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like I said, within the next few days, 2-3 days, absolutely.
Now, we talked about some other ones here, and we'll stay on this. Are there any? I don't think that this, unless they give us, a few of these here that we're seeing on the picture. I don't think this is it though. This week and next week for Marvel. I think we may get some more too. as well. I mean, what do you think about that? You got the Miles Morales one that's going to be coming out, and I think that that's still even. I mean, you already have, what is it? 8 Spider-Man up on pre-order right now. Andrew Garfield makes 9. Tobey Maguire makes 10. Dude, that's a lot. But
Yeah,
I think they're going to go ahead and announce release the Miles Morales here before May 4th.
that would be good. That would make sense. Giving us a little tease of these Spider-Man to then use this as a momentum to
Exactly.
release Miles. That makes a lot of sense. Um, my thing is, for more announcement wise, I think maybe, obviously not right now, but within the next few weeks as well. Hawkeye. Remember that, Kate Bishop was announced.
Yeah,
And
last
so,
week.
and if you notice one of the pictures, you could see a little bit of Hawkeye's body in the picture, which, they usually tend to do that to give us like a little hint that something's coming. So I think that's coming soon as well, which is Marvel. So, so we'll see. There's got to be something in between that as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And with 70 in here, baby, you are watching the Market Show live. Go ahead and smash that like button, and we'll get to your comments here in a little bit, and I'll go ahead and serve you up for sure. What table are you at? Are you at table 66? Are you at table 1 with Darth Vader and Lord Helmet? Let me know, baby. So look, okay, let's talk about No Way Home. We're getting the Spider-Man. We're getting Tobey Maguire, obviously Andrew Garfield, obviously Tom Holland. Now we're getting Doc Ock, Green Goblin, okay, and Electro there, right? Because so how long until that is officially announced, my friend?
So that's another thing. So now pay attention to when Electro was just teased. It wasn't even really announced. It was just teased, right?
Right.
Just that little bit of image that we got. That was what? Last week. So
Was it last week or yeah, I think it was last week. Yeah.
Yeah, it was last week. So it's already been almost a week at least since that was announced. So how long until we actually get the official announcement to pre-order? You know what I mean? So I think that's what's happening. We gotta really pay attention to the time frame between each announcement within the same lines to see how much, especially if they're done back to back. So for example, like I said, you had Green Goblin, then you had Doc Ock. So now you had Kate Bishop. Now somebody has to keep track of now how long until. So maybe that'll give us some type of time frame and some type of idea of how to guesstimate, their announcements. That would be, somewhere to start at least.
So you're going to get Electro. You've gotten all the Spider-Mans now. I called that. I called all the villains as well. And I was I was really giving heat. I mean, some people could say, okay, maybe Goblin, Doc Ock. Oh my God, we're getting Electro. What do you think about who's the what is it? Lizard and the Sandman, right?
Yes, Lizard and
but you can use the Sandman as a base, can't you? It's hard to put that. How would you do that figure? And do you think that they're going to put in that piece, or are they just going to be like, nah, we're not giving you that?
So they already made Sandman as a base again for the Spider-Man 3 figure, which was a great idea. They didn't have to make us a figure. It was, to me, it was okay. Like I'm okay with that they didn't give us a figure back then and they gave us the base. Cool. At this point in the game, I don't think Hot Toys can get away with that. With giving us another base for this character that now, if you really pay attention, he was in the movie as Sand the entire movie until the end, obviously. But he was. We should get the figure as what he looks like, or if they can't give us a figure, do like they did with the T1000 statue for the T800 figure. The DX they made years ago with Arnold, the Terminator figure, which they gave us a T1000 statue of him as a statue, and it looked perfect. It was a great idea for that figure. So I'd rather Hot Toys give me something like that for Sandman than give me another base because it's redundant at this point. We need the character now. And if Hot Toys wants to take it a step further, and make a suit that feels like sand and makes him actually look like sand.
Now that's where I'm going, baby.
Yeah.
Can they do that? And
Oh,
I think that they can.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden now, I mean, wow. I mean, and you're seeing that they're giving us just about every character that, I've been calling with this. And I have a little bit of a hunch that they're just going to go ahead and give us the two remaining villains there. But what you're talking about with a sand suit, man, I mean, that would be pretty cool. But it could also, I mean, I think that I could see it in my head. I really can. And that would be really different, dude.
Yeah. It would be number one, it would be very different from from Hot Toys. Because
What about the lizard guy with that too? Or is that going to be separate?
I've said the moment I received Venom, I knew right away. That was my first thought. I said, with this body, they can make the lizard.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be perfect scale to Spider-Man. It would look, because if you compare, I don't know, obviously you don't have the Venom, but if you have seen pictures of the Venom,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at Venom and Spider-Man together, the scale is perfect. So with that same body that Hot Toys made for Venom, it's 100% usable for Lizard, and it would be perfect. Like I said, I feel like they're leaving that for last because it's going to be the most unexpected figure that we're getting from that line.
So, wow, we're getting all the heroes and we're getting all the villains.
Hopefully.
And they're capturing all the moments, hopefully. But we're almost there. We are so damn close.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, how freaking epic is it right now? And as we stay on this, my friend, so, we're all very excited about this. We talked about it at the beginning, making calls. Hot Toys Wizard is right. These are epic moments, and they're epic moments, just like they've been doing with Star Wars, with that Boba Fett 2-pack capturing the moment, with that Ahsoka Tano DX capturing the moment from episode 5, the Boba Fett 2-pack, episode 6, Boba Fett and the Throne, episode 8, Luke Skywalker with Grogu. I mean, they just continue to do these type of moments that fit these scenes. However, dude, we're talking about this with Dante in there, and I see that Dante's in the chat. What's going on, Man of Hot Collectibles?
Is he in here?
He's in here somewhere. I see him in there. I'll get to the chats in a little bit.
I got to block him real quick. Hold on.
Block him out there. It's a bot. It's a bot. It's a collectible bot.
His account was hacked.
Let me know what table you're all at. I will serve you up. Are you at table 5? Are you at table 66? I don't know who's at table 5. I don't even know if Popsic's in there, but we can assume that Grogu's there. Don't worry, we'll get to it in a little bit. Look, dude, I'm glad with all these announcements from Marvel. We were talking about how that's really the dire straits that Hot Toys is in the moment, not their fault. They got to start coming out with some of these releases and probably doubling up on them. You spoke about, the Venom. I think Carnage, there's a red Carnage supposed to come out. There's an Iron Man supposed to come out. Are we going to see in conjunction with this? Because I think we're going to get an announcement or two this week. How about a release or two this week? What do you think for Marvel?
I mean, we need to get something. We need to get something if they want to catch up. But I always say, I don't think they're trying to catch up. I don't think it's something that they're, that they're trying to do. I feel like there's some benefits one way or another for them to be delayed, because again, to keep giving us announcements while being this backed up doesn't make any sense. And no company that runs properly and no company that runs properly that's not benefiting from delays isn't going to make themselves more stressed out by announcing more work. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, and I really think it's important, though. I do think, that Iron Man, what is it, Mark 5? There's another one that's due out too, I believe. I mean, you got What was the red? That's Carnage, right? They got to come out. I'm thinking that the Cable. Where's that?
It's another one, correct? Yeah, but I feel like
Miles Morales. We talked about that already.
Yeah, I think that the case with, I mean, and I'm, that's just me. I feel like because of the body, they're using a brand new body for Cable. The body looks amazing. The body, the detail on the body, the quality looks really really good. And like I said, they had to make a new body for this figure. So from the moment the figure was announced and I saw the body, I was like, oh, this is going to be a problem because of the new body. Yeah, the prototype looks amazing, but you don't know what issues they're going to run into while trying to make these bodies, and how long are these bodies going to take to make. So all these little things add up to delays. And, and then, again, it's just me assuming that that's one of the reasons for the delays. It could not be, a reason at all. But that's just where my mentality goes when I see, Hot Toys doing brand new things like that.
Well, listen, Dante's credit card number, putting it up on the screen here for you. I'll also give you the Man of Hot Collectibles phone number. Here it is, 867-5309. Again, 867-5309. I should get that clip. They'll probably still flag copyright, even if I played a little bit. 867-5309. Good to have the Man of Hot Collectibles.
Area code 6969 for the.
And who's at table 69? Oh, goodness gracious. I mean, do we have, I got to get a clip for table 69. Let me know if we have any ideas, what that could be. We'll have to see. I guess we could put a variety there for sure. Come on. Well, maybe this. Maybe all of these guys here. Let's see if I have it. Are at table 69.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor. Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
Like a panther. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, listen, with 83 in here, smash the like button. The big news that we're talking about is Star Wars, is May 4th week, is the other announcement we just got from Sideshow just a couple of days ago, really, about how they're going to have the booth at Celebration between May 26th and 29th. And they're going to have a myriad of Star Wars Hot Toys 1/6 scale, never before seen. And that's not even including what we're going to get May 4th. There's a lot of Star Wars that we got to get into. There's a lot of secondary market news for Star Wars we got to get into that correlates to that. And then this big news here, wow, Tobey Maguire. Wow, Andrew Garfield. Another call from the Hot Toys wizard, Fabio, right here, reminded you when we talked about it. It was on Dante's show. Another shout out to him again. We already got the tease for Electro. That was another one. And obviously, Doc Ock, Green Goblin. We're talking about Sandman. We're talking about the Lizard. Man, absolutely crazy. So let's actually go to 6scalecantina.com. Fabio, because I want to show you something here. And when you go, and we're going to talk about the biggest movers section, but let's stay on Marvel here for a minute, and we'll correlate it with Star Wars. I got that section on the bottom that has, Star Wars versus Marvel as far as pre-orders. So you see 2023, and I have it up on the screen. There's five pre-orders in 2023 for 6 scale for Star Wars. This doesn't include deluxe and non-deluxe. You count them as one. Same thing with Marvel. 31 in 2023. Wow. I mean, that's like freaking 26 more, dude.
That's a lot.
Okay, and that includes the Kate Bishop. 31. This is updated. And when you look for 2020 unreleased Hong Kong pre-orders, you got 20 for Star Wars. They give us like about 3 or 4 over the next month. We're going to be okay. They only got to give us a couple of months, maybe. Marvel, though, has 31, dude. That's why I'm saying, are we going to get some this week? Maybe they're going to push it in. I mean, they've already got 31 in 2023, 31 in 2022. Fabio, that's 62, baby.
No, it's a lot. And I think, like I said this before too. I feel like I don't think Star Wars is ever going to catch up to Marvel at all. But I think that there's going to be, like right now, for example, the Clone Wars is what can get them to kind of not catch up, but get them up there. If they really wanted to catch up, which I know it's ridiculous to even talk about, but all they have to do is look at the OT. That's it. They're caught up immediately. Do you know how many characters from each of those movies? Just those first 3. You know how many characters they can make from that and make tons and tons of money? They can literally charge $300 plus per figure, and people would not even complain because they know that it's, number one, something that Hot Toys doesn't make of a lot, not something that they constantly reissue, not something that, that they've been making over the years. So it's something that would make them money so fast, so quickly. Again, they're not going to do this, but if they limited the amount of figures that they made, they would sell it that much faster too. So there's a lot of things that they could do if they wanted to, to catch up, which obviously they're not trying to do that, but I could give them many ideas for that.
Yeah, no, and we could go take a look at that freaking Bespin buddy, that Bespin Luke. I mean, it's from 1980. It's not relevant right now at all, and it is neck and neck.
That's the power of the OT, is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, like Fabio. I mean, check it out, and welcome Doc Smizzle in here. I'm all in on Clone Wars figures. Let me know what table you're at. We're gonna say hi to you in the chat, the best that I can anyway, as Fabio and I are talking here. So good to have Doc in here. He's all in on the Clone Wars figures. Show opened up with CT Suckett. I don't know where he went. Yeah, it's like you look at Bespin Luke. DX25 has no relevance to the Mandalorian, really. I mean, of course they're all tied in, but there's no real relevance. Season 1, Season 2. No relevance to Book of Boba Fett. No real relevance to the Obi-Wan series. It's Bespin Luke, Empire Strikes Back. It's selling as good as freaking that the Moon Knight right now. Wow. I mean, wow. Because people talk about, hey, coming up with some of these Star Wars has, and I'm going to be talking about it in an upcoming episode. It's very hard, and you just brought this up, so we can talk about it a little bit. I've got some research I've been doing on this, and I've been collecting for decades. And closest that comes with Star Wars toys is G.I. Joe. But it's hard to just compare Marvel or say this is exactly the way it's going to go with Star Wars, even though it's the same company, Hot Toys. Because Star Wars has a little bit of a different history to it, especially with a lot of these new people that come in and collect Star Wars, dude. It's different.
Let me give you an example, something I was just thinking about. If you have Star Wars, only Star Wars. Picture the first 3 movies. Just the first 3 movies. That's the entire history of Star Wars, right? It ended at the 3rd one. That's it.
6 hours, basically.
You have any character from any of those movies made by Hot Toys, right? And then you have, I'm going to give you Spider-Man, for example. Let's just use the Spider-Man comic, for example. If Star Wars made all these figures from these 3 movies, and Marvel and Hot Toys made all these figures from the Spider-Man comic book, I'm comparing 2 different worlds. It's not comparable, but just as an example. Star Wars, in my opinion, would do a lot better than the entire history of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the amount of not history, but the amount of, I feel like the amount of power, the amount of attraction that it has to people from, fans of Star Wars are hardcore fans of Star Wars. Like you have,
You're on. Yep. It was birthed from out of nowhere in a very, very trying time in our country and in the world in 1977. Really. It really, really was out of nowhere from a movie just 6 hours versus hundreds of hours of comic book. It's just completely different toy wise.
that's what I mean. It's two different worlds, but Star Wars holds its own with any other comic book, any other company, anything, because of the characters are so original. That whole story was so original, and yeah, so are, comic books and stuff. I get it. But it's just such a, and getting into space, which is something that's always been so mystical, so exciting, so unknown. Now you create an entire world around, space, which is unknown. That's more realistic in a sense than Spider-Man, if you really think about it. You know what I mean? So that's what makes it more appealing for, the masses, I would like to say.
Yeah, no, it's a really, really good conversation, and really this is spawning from because you look at a figure from 1980 that has no relevance to what's going on, and I'm going to be talking about it in an upcoming show and really dissecting. I'm doing a ton of research on it, and you're on to something really big over here. But one conception is, and it's a good concept, that it's a good way to think. They have to concentrate on the Mandalorian. They have to concentrate on the Book of Boba Fett. They have to concentrate on the Andor series, the Ahsoka series. This is correct. Very, very correct. However, man, when you go to and look at what's going on, they also have to concentrate, my friend, I think anyway, Fabio, on making money and surviving what's going to be soon post COVID and trying to work in a changed world. I can go ahead and flash this on the screen here, bro. And let's just look here. I got it sorted out. Best selling. The Luke's been out now for a little bit. Obviously not a flash in the pan. And if I put everything up here on the screen for Star Wars, and if I put Marvel up in there, it's right up there 1 and 2 with Moon Knight, which is exactly what we're talking about. Look at what's irrelevant. Obviously, your big Mandalorian figures, big Clone Wars figures, they're going to be up at the top for sure.
All right.
But you got something from 1980. And then let's go look at some of these other figures that they supposedly have to concentrate on because that's where they're going to make their money. What are they making more money off of? Blurg or OG Mando on the Blurg behind the Jet Troopers? Or something from 1980? You tell me.
That's the thing. And that's what I mean when I say just those 3 movies alone have so much power that they could run the entire Star Wars line completely without having to add on, Book of Boba or any video game or any show or any comic or anything like that. Just those 3 movies alone take over the market.
And that's been part of my theory all along, Fabio. And what I've been telling people is like, yes, they do have to concentrate on the new stuff, especially your Ahsokas, your Casca Reeves, even your Axe Woves, any of your, even your KX Enforcer droids, which are going absolutely through the roof. However, they're going to go with what makes them money. This is very telling right here, my friend. I mean, wow. And so if this is going to make them money, then is it possible that they're going to go ahead and make more from this, like you're insinuating? And I say yes. And all thanks to the Mandalorian, because I think that's why this is going on, baby.
Well, yes and no. If there was no Mandalorian and Hot Toys decided to release a this Luke out of nowhere just for no reason, it would be number 1. as well, just because of the popularity of Luke Skywalker. Not only Luke, but this is probably the most wanted Luke version that there is. Everybody, ever since the first DX came out, everybody's been dying for this figure to be reissued, and here it is. Hot Toys knows what's going to make them money, and to a certain extent, even though they like flooding the market and they like killing eBay and all that stuff, they don't want to also get people. Again, this is my opinion. I'm not saying that this is what they do. I'm just assuming that in my own head. To a certain extent, they don't want to get people bored of the same character constantly, releasing. So I feel like this is where the 2.0 idea came from, to stop so many. I'm assuming they're listening. They're in the groups, listening to people, what they're saying about constant reissues and all that stuff. So I feel like that's when they said, you know what, we're gonna give them different same figures, different looks, but it'll be the exact same thing. Just we'll tweak it a little bit. We stop the complaints. We give them a new product, and we keep making that money.
Absolutely. And Eddie Rodriguez, and I know we've been just having a great time. We're kind of shooting it up here, dude. He said, "Amen, Fab." So, what are your points? He's amening to you, to you about. So, thank you so much for the $2 drop there, Eddie Rodriguez. Let's go ahead and fill you up. I have no darn idea what table you're at. Maybe you're at Fabio and I at my table. Maybe you're like the Hot Toys wizard. So if you're at the table Fabio and I are at, you're probably doing this. Good to have Eddie in here. Let's go through some of this. Say hi to some of the people in here. As you are watching the market show live with the Dark Jedi and with Fabio from FabsFigures, a friend of CT Suckett, TK592 is in the house. Good to have him in here. Barrett, what is going on, my friend? Hold my balls.
Hold my balls.
Hold my balls. You better hold on to your balls with all these drops, hold my balls, because we're going to be getting hit with a lot of announcements for Star Wars here, May 4th week and the end of the month. Joe Pellerin is in here, Six Scale Samurai, Carlito, Pedro is in here as well. H. Green, what is going on, my friend? Braden, hello to you. Joe P, what's going on? It's Popsic. I'm all in on everything Star Wars, and I'm sure probably in a comment above, Popsic wants a refill. Let's do it. Let's continue to go on. Link says he needs wizard juice at table 66. Fabio, I always wait for someone to sit at this table. It's a very dangerous and scary table. Dude,
some Jawa juice.
Oh, you got some Jawa egg juice. There you go. Come the heck on. Go on. I don't got my off-world Jawa egg juice here. I got too much of this wizard nonsense going on. You know what's interesting? We played table 66. I feel like we never talk about the Emperor ever getting like a surprise shock from this freaking guy here. You know what's funny about that, though? Like, seriously, if they were to do that one from Revenge of the Sith, or if they were going to do whatever they're going to do with this Obi-Wan series, he's going to look that head sculpt, the one that they could use. Did you ever take the hood off of your freaking Return of the Jedi Emperor? Like I have on mine. I have one with the hood on the damn chair behind me.
Yes.
He looks there. They did a good job on it.
No, absolutely. He looks absolutely 100%. That figure is perfect. That head sculpt is perfect.
I don't think they have to change a head sculpt to do that figure, is my point. Do you think so?
Oh, no, they don't have
paint
to,
it.
But they will. They won't. They don't have to at all. The thing is, it'll go well right now, but they'll give us a new one. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too. OG fan is in here. Already played the Boba Fett. OG fan. I am Boba Fett. I am the Hot Toys wizard. Barrett, what is going on? Loco Lou at table 44 He's at the cold table.
Oh, really? You're cold?
Sean Bean is in the house. What's going on? Adrian, what's going on? Star Killer, what's going on? Six Scale Samurai, what is up to you, my friend? Lane Kramer is in here. I never heard of this guy. Valiant Archer is in here. My goodness. You know what? I'm not going to be, if I don't get to everybody, don't get mad at me. Just keep going in there. And there's the Man of Hot Collectibles. I think I already put up. Didn't he put up his phone number? 867-5309, area code 6969.
He wants to get blocked. That's what he wants. That's what he's looking for.
Punisher XS in here. Valiant Archer, Jeff Sith. What is going on? Acid for Blood. Goodness gracious. Hey, Fabio, do you day one pre-order every solicitation announcement for Star Wars Marvel? That's an interesting question.
No. Day one pre-order? No. I get them all, yes. I pre-order everything, but not day one pre-order. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessary, really.
No, it's not. I just, like I've explained many times, I do it just out of habit. Because when I started, it was a different game. Now I just do it just because I'm just used to it. But you don't at this moment, unless you really want to, you don't have to pre-order anything.
Richo is in here. Carlos is in here. What's up, both of you? Welcome on in. Jamal, welcome in here, my friend. Paul Morales, what is up? Good to have you in here as well. And we'll continue to scan up. There's the Bug Man. What's going on, Bug Man? Aries, Fabio, chat, what's up? What is up to you? What table you at, buddy? Eric Hankey, welcome in here for sure as well. Mr. McPickle. Boy, I love these names, dude. Clink is in here. Braden, good to have Braden in here as well. The Collector, #1. And, of course, single songwriter. Come on. Maybe get a battle damage versions. You might be talking about those Spider-Mans. That's a great point. Going back to Spider-Mans, I think he was bringing this up. I was kind of going up. We're talking about, I see the Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield comments in here from when this one was up. That's another way to re-release these. You were actually saying a couple of weeks ago on this show, let's talk about battle damage versions because of what they did with that KX Enforcer droid, Fabs.
Absolutely. I've personally always loved battle damage everything. You battle damage any figure, it just looks that much better, in my opinion. It gives the figure character, just makes it look, to me, if it's something that came out of a movie, I feel like it makes it look like it's part of, whatever battle scene was going on in the movie. Obviously, the figure's done right. So anything, and that gives Hot Toys a different figure to make us. So, for example, you'll have the original. You could have different a color scheme. You could have a battle damage. That's 3. You could have one character, 3 different figures right there, just with those three different changes. So, battle damaging has always been done very well by Hot Toys, and I don't think they're gonna stop. They did a Tom Holland from it's on pre-order right now. It's the upgraded suit Spider-Man from No Way Home, and the base it comes with amazing, but battle damaging. I don't think they'll stop making that battle damaging.
With the companies that I work with, when you don't have to reinvest a whole lot, Fabio, into recipe and development, which is also known as R&D, that's the acronym, it saves a lot of money. It's when you really got to get into R&D where there's a lot of contemplating, there's a lot of decision making, there's a lot of forward projecting on not only how much they can sell initially, but how many times afterwards they can continue to utilize that formula. And that's something that I'm going to be talking about even more of in the future. But you bring up a great point. You brought that great point up with that KX Enforcer droid and then single songwriter here. That's a great point because at the end of the day, whether we believe or don't believe or want or not want, they are certainly from an investment perspective contemplating how many times they can use these things.
Well, think about it. Me personally, as a collector, I love rarity. I love things that they don't make often. I love things that are new, different. We talk about it all the time. You bring it up all the time. The Dark Ray. Same character, different color, maybe obviously a different head sculpt, but it's literally, they don't have to do much besides give us a different colored outfit, same body, change the head sculpt a little bit. There's a brand new figure. Is it going to sell out? Absolutely. They did it with Boba. You have animated, you have vintage color, you have, they're all sold out. Look at animated, what it's going for. So people want these things. People want different things. People like different different variants. People like different to be able to collect the same figure but different styles. If you're if you're a Boba Fett fan, for example, if you're a real true fan, you're gonna have every single color of Boba Fett ever made, every single size, every statue, every, I don't mean literally, but you're gonna have a lot of different stuff. You're not gonna have Boba Fett in his same uniform color, same paint scheme in every single figure. Not gonna happen. What makes it look cool and different is having all those different color schemes, different sizes, different things of the same character. That's what makes it cool. That's what makes collecting cool for me, at least.
I think we may be getting an interruption again. We had CT suck it. Could it be CT suck it again? Oh, wow.
Oh my God, he's got the HIV. Unbelievable.
It is the Hot Toys wizard disguised as a some likeness of. Is that the Man of Hot Collectibles?
No, he's trying to pretend he's Bane, but he looks like he's sick, so it didn't work.
Are you a sick Bane?
No, I was listening to Fabio, so said I don't want to get that, so I need to get my mask.
Oh, man.
How you doing, guys?
Good to have the Man of Hot in here. We're doing good. You're coming in right in time.
Late as always.
Juicy topic, yes. But I also want to shout out here to Big Bretta, Joao, or as you guys call him, Julius or Jules or
Julio.
George or Julio. Keep going with J's. Maybe you call him Jackson. Maybe you call him Jerry. I don't know.
Jerry.
Or Juan.
No, he's ethnic. That's why it's Julio.
Julio. Good to have Joao in here. Table 2022. It's the Star Wars craze, baby. Let's go ahead and I don't know who do I got in 2022? Well, Grogu hops everywhere, so here you go. Welcome everybody who's in here. Please smash that like button. Good to have Joao, Big Bretta in here. So Dante, you're coming in. We're actually talking about some crazy things because we're pretty excited about Tobey Maguire, okay, Andrew Garfield. Fabio was reciting. I called it on your show going back after No Way Home came out. We were talking about it. I said that they were going to come out with not only all the villains, especially the top three, and I was including whatchamacallit, Doc Ock, Goblin, and Electro. They already teased Electro, and I said, you're going to absolutely get, because of that moment in this movie, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. First, let's go to that. Are you surprised about this? How excited are you about that announcement? That tease?
It is. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, it was just a matter of time. We're still probably going to get the upgraded head sculpt of Doc Ock, which we're still waiting. But, it was about time, I think. I think they were dragging it for so long. And I guess they've been doing this type of teases. I mean, yesterday they put a picture of Marvel figures, and then they put today the Spider-Man, and I think that's great, man. I think that's great. I honestly can't wait for the reveal. I think it's gonna be good. And especially if you are a Spider-Man fan and you want to get your No Way Home line completed, this is your chance for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely really, really epic for sure. Maximum Rex puts in, I was going to ask you about these reusing some of this recipe and development, but let's ask Maximum Rex's chat here. What's the wizard say about a release this week? So very interesting. That he brings up this question, and Fabio, we were talking about it earlier, and there's Dante back again. So we'll go to Dante with this first. But honestly, Dante, I don't see, and Fabio and I both agree, a release this week. I didn't think I was talking about it on your membership show yesterday. I don't think we're going to get any Star Wars until May 1st beyond. You're going to be very, very heavy. Very, very heavy the last week of May for sure, for obvious reasons, celebration. I think we get Marvel this week. And I think we're going to get, Dante, one of these that they teased yesterday of the Spider-Man. I'm trying to pull it up onto the screen. There I go. I got it here, and we can kind of look at it while we're talking. But to answer Maximum Rex's, I say one of these. What do you say, Dante?
I think as far as release, I think
release. He's asking release. Well, I think you're going to get the announcement this week.
Yes. Well, as far as release, I think we're gonna get Miles Morales.
That's
this
Spider-Man.
week.
So there you go. I think we're going to get him too.
Either Miles Morales or we're gonna get the Batman Begins figure. I think what they want to do is they want to just get rid of the Batmans, and we got the Tumblr. We got the DX19. Next logical sense will be to have Batman Begins. But also, people forgot about Catwoman. I mean, we spoke about this yesterday in the show. Catwoman, yes, is supposed to be released next year, but they shown us before they can push stuff earlier. So I think they're gonna play the Jedi mind tricks. They're gonna give us stuff earlier. Some of the stuff that was supposed to be released later in the year is gonna be done earlier, and some things that were supposed to be done months ago are gonna still keep getting delayed. That's just my guess, but I would not be surprised. I would not be that 100% sure that no Star Wars we will get any Star Wars release this week, because I think that if they want to do something this week as far as Star Wars, they can just give it the Transport Trooper and that's it. Call it, because that's an easy release to me. In my eyes, is really nothing more than just a trooper, and kind of to give us some type of some sweets, right? Like, hey, this is your preamble of what's gonna happen next week. Let me give you this. Wait for next week because you're gonna get more for sure. And I think that's my prediction, I think, for this week.
It's interesting. I think they can do that too. I'm almost wondering if they're going to try and play it like, hey, we know we're going to show fans so much Star Wars May 4th week. This is what they gave us, one picture, guys, of what they gave us May 4th week last year. And it's minus the Biker Scout, which goes to Fabio's point again on freaking reusing molds, because they came out with that damn. So you had all this, plus you had Quill, plus you had Quill in the blurg, plus you had the Biker Scout and Bike from Return of the Jedi. You had all of that May 4th week to celebrate May 4th week. But you know what's interesting about that, guys? They put out that Mandalorian Biker Scout. They reused the same damn figure in Bike, and they said, here's Return of the Jedi. They did it last year.
Repainted. Yeah.
So I could actually see them doing that, Dante. So do you think... I actually think that they could give us one now, too. It could be a Transport Trooper. It could be this freaking Grogu. Do you guys think at all that they won't go like last year? Like I'm putting up on the screen everything May 4th week, plus the biker, the Biker Scout and the Biker Scout with the, with the bike and the freaking Quill and the blurb by itself. Do they not do that this year because they already now they blew us away again and said celebration? We're going to have a booth and give you a bunch of Hot Toys teases. What do you guys think?
I think Hot Toys, apparently, they're always looking to give us something. You know what I mean? That's one thing with them. You'll never have a time where they're not announcing anything. Obviously during COVID, that was the only time that we didn't really get anything. But besides that, over the years, there hasn't really been a time where it's like, oh, we're not getting much. And I feel like the announcements just are getting just more frequent and more frequent. You know what I mean? I don't see anything slowing down. Besides everything being delayed, when it comes to announcement, they just keep coming, so I think they're always looking to wow us one way or another. but not everything is a hit.
Yeah, and you know what? Just to piggyback on what Fabio said, um, we are not in the same place we were last year, right? And what do I mean by that? I mean COVID, right? Last year we were still around this time, still, numbers were high, a lot of events closed, precautions and things like that. Now, a year later, there's been so many changes. Now, some things start getting back to normal slowly. So I think, and I do agree with Fabio, I don't think they're gonna slow down with announcements. I have a feeling that this year is gonna be a special year. For some reason, I feel like they're gonna give us something that we were waiting for as the Star Wars fans. That means the figures that we wanted, like C-3PO, like Bespin Han, or something that we haven't seen before. I think this is their chance to, even if they do 3 releases or 3 announcements rather, but those are like a really good ones. You're gonna be like, wow, 100% we're gonna get a trooper, some sort of trooper, right? We're gonna get one for sure. But I think we're gonna get something else and something good. I think this is their time. Last year we got Grievous from Sideshow, and everyone was very happy about it. After the fiasco of the release, all the issues that happened, the fixing, refixing, and all that, you know, I think this is gonna be Hot Toys' time to shine. And don't be surprised if we see some Obi-Wan Kenobi's figures either, because I think we're probably gonna see something there.
How would you like this, Dante?
Man, Bespin Han is long overdue, man.
Man, they had the
Long.
pants. I mean, they didn't just put this in one photo. You know what's funny about this? They didn't put Lando in here at all, and Lando came out. They put Han. Definitely, this figure is made for Han Solo. This Leia, it really is. Doesn't even come in a blaster, guys.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean,
That Leia is beautiful too.
boy, I hope you're right, Dante. If you've got the feeling, if you feel the force, that you feel like that they're going to give us something special this year, man, that would be absolutely just amazing to get something like that. You know, I've been talking about it. We'll go to Fabio on this.
Well, I just want to say, you said Dante feels the force. It's not the force. He has gas. That's why he had to.
I feel the gas.
Do you need one of
inside
these that
me.
Fabio likes
Yes.
after he?
Give me some.
Do you want
Give
one
me
of these?
Hold on, let me put my mask on just in case.
Are you feeling a Bane from Batman? It's going to come out. Is that what's going on there?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
100%.
I can wait for that one. I can wait for that one.
And the I have the original Banes. I bought 3. I have 2 open. I ended up trading the 3rd one. But what's exciting to me about this new Bane being announced is that I could guarantee we're getting a new body for it, and that's the best part of it. Because the problem with this body was, I don't know if you remember the famous scene when he's holding the jacket like this.
You could
do that with this body. So what people were doing they were pulling out the wrist pegs a little bit
to do it.
To do it, yeah, they weren't pushing them all the way in. They were actually pulling them out to be able to hold the hand. It was the coolest mod, and it actually looked really good. But I have a feeling with the new body, you're not gonna need to do any of that. You're just gonna be able to pose it like that. So that's a cool thing to do.
Could they do seamless body, like similar to Hellboy? Because that feels like more like a Phison type of body. He feels.
Yeah,
the upper torso, you know.
And that's another thing that I want to see, because remember, you're either going to display him with the jacket on or without the jacket. So how is it going to look without the jacket? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they got a body that's going to look decent with the arms showing. So that's what I want to see.
You know what's interesting? They're completely, they're going back to putting these out again. You see the Christian Bale. They put out who's the woman very pretty who plays the is it Catwoman in the Christian Bale Batmans? They have her.
Catwoman, yeah. It's what's her name?
I'm losing it now, but she's a great actress. So I
forget her name.
Yeah, I forget the name. I should pull it up on the Sideshow site, but
somebody will post it in the chat.
Yeah. So I always thought that they were going to come out with Bane again, and I always thought that they were going to come out with the Joker again. But Do you guys? I mean, I think that they probably have those
Anne
plans.
Hathaway.
And Hathaway.
Yes, Anne Hathaway. So really, as far as Heath Ledger and who's I forget the guy who plays Bane, but he did a great job on that. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Big Van Vader for some of you WWF fans from way back before it was WWE.
Hardy. Isn't it Matt Hardy?
Yeah,
No, Tom Hardy.
Tom
Tom
Hardy.
Hardy.
I always remember wrestler.
Yeah, they're probably going to come out. They're probably going to be doing all those epic characters, don't you guys think?
They're all coming.
Yeah.
They're all the ones from the trilogy from Batman.
What about Scarecrow? We forgot about Scarecrow.
No, he's
yeah,
coming 100%.
Scarecrow, you know, Catwoman is already
Catwoman,
you know, I can't wait to get that figure so I can display it with my bud pot. I haven't even opened it yet, but I would love to display her in the bud pot. I think she looks fantastic. You know, Joker, Bane, Scarecrow. I think Hot Toys is gonna give us two versions of Joker. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Probably they're gonna give us the version where he's within the nurse version. I think this about time they give us the nurse version of the Joker, and the regular purple jacket. You know purple coat.
It's funny you say that because as you're saying that, I'm in my head. I'm like, you know what? What if obviously we know the trilogy was already released, so we got Batman Begins and the Scarecrow from that movie. Then we got, the Dark Knight. We got, what's his name? Joker, and obviously the new suit Batman. And then for Dark Knight Rises, we have Catwoman. We have Bane. And then we have obviously the same suit for Batman. But what I was thinking was for Batman Begins, since we only have the two, what about either number one, a ninja Ra's al Ghul with a ninja Bruce Wayne? And
you know that.
Or a regular Ra's al Ghul with the suit and the cane and all that.
Yes.
Those would be awesome.
Yes.
And how about Liam Neeson?
That's what I mean.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
it. Ra's al
that's what you're
Ghul.
saying, Ra's al Ghul
Right.
from the first one.
You know, if they're gonna go, they just go all in. F it.
Exactly.
Just go all in. Do
But-
every character. I mean,
So you
I'm
mean they're
pretty
gonna
sure-
they're gonna give you Biff? We're gonna get Biff. We're gonna get the ultimate bully. Is it possible?
But the thing is, here's where I'm coming from. Because they named it the trilogy, right? We know that they're just reissuing, obviously not reissuing, remaking, redoing
Yep.
the characters that we already have.
Yeah,
But
it's not like to a specific one of the trilogies.
correct.
Yeah.
It doesn't limit, you know what I mean? It doesn't limit to what they can make out of the trilogies. So that would be a good move on their part to give us new figures out of those trilogies.
Singles Rider said Lucius Fox with a bunch of TV screens diorama background.
That would be cool too.
That would be cool too.
How
Alfred.
about freaking Dorikus Maximus saying here with all these Batman reissues, it gives him hope for a Christopher Reeve Superman.
Oh yeah.
Man, I mean, to me, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty young, as you could tell. So my Superman, I always relate to Christopher Reeve. And of course, I love the Smallville one, and you guys all know that, Tom Welling. But man, I would love this. That would be incredible. Do you guys see if they could do this?
I think so. I think they can pull that off.
It would sell. It's Christopher Reeve. I mean, it's like the
Reeve.
original movie Superman.
Yeah, and if they do a limited edition, even better. Like with a special diorama base or something very, very special, that will sell like pancakes, I think. The funny thing is, I used to have that figure. I sold it years ago. Again, I sold them plenty. But I'm happy to see those 2.0s coming because that gives me the opportunity to re-get the figures that I sold in the past, right? I hope that they revisit Terminator line, Predator,
Terminator line Predator would be sick, dude.
RoboCop, perhaps, even though I have them, but I mean, many collectors miss that. But again, if they do it as a 2.0,
quarter scale Terminator,
man, the quarter scale, can you imagine?
Enterbay did that. Quarter scale Terminator.
Yeah, but imagine with how Hot Toys is doing their 1/4 scale figures now, like with the technology now, the painting, it will be freaking fantastic.
We were talking with you yesterday about freaking Ahsoka, quarter scale from Ahsoka series.
Ahsoka.
Come on, how sweet would she be?
Let me tell you guys my story about this Superman that you brought up just now. That's actually really funny that you brought that up right now. So when that figure came out, I bought 3 of them. I had one customized, and I showed it on Dante's channel during the segment. The one comes with a really cool base. Actually, it was an Iron Man base originally, so they just reused it for the Superman for the dark super. I forget with evil version Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got that one, and then I had 2 originals. The first original I had customized, like I said, to an evil version before the Hot Toys had released theirs. This was years before. So I ended up. This was not maybe 2 years ago. I had a brand new Superman figure still sitting in one of these boxes, and I was like, but I have 3 already. I said, what is this doing here? I sold it.
Oh.
Now I'm looking for it, and I was like, where's my original Superman figure? I was looking for it. I was like, where did it go? Now I don't have it. So now I need it. So I hope they reissue it because I need it now.
Isn't that well check, that's kind of funny. Joe P says I want Hot Toys to do a non-helmeted quarter scale figure, Obi-Wan. Yeah, we'd love that with that. And 808 Michigan Jedi says, I would love Hot Toys to produce a version of comic book character the Submariner. Sure. Joe P says, born in 84, would absolutely buy a Christopher Reeves Superman.
A lot of people.
Single Songwriter says they have a feeling could be coming out, or maybe he's referring to someone else. What else? He's Star Wars. I think he's referring to Padme and Clone Wars General Kenobi. Yeah, we're going to get into some of this stuff here real quickly. 808 says, if Hot Toys produced a version of the Scarecrow, really scary looking one. Yeah, I mean, that was a great job in that freaking
and another thing about this Scarecrow, if you guys saw, I forget the name of the company, but there was a third-party company recently that just made a Scarecrow with 2 different head sculpts, and they're both masked. One is from the original Hot Toys figure, the regular one that they made, and then there was one version, the other head sculpt was from the Nightmare scene where the maggots come out of the head. Hot Toys, I can guarantee you they're coming out with that version this time.
Well, Fabio, do you have 3 yachts? Nathan Henderson says, if you had a yacht, you have 3 of them.
No, he only has 2. That was no. I didn't want to look like I'm bragging. He's gonna get 2.
Oh my!
So, gentlemen, check this out. I'm going to 6scalecantina.com, and I want to show. And if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmark, for those that are watching the market chart show, you may want to consider doing so. It has all the latest news on the channel, including the banner for here. May the force be with Hot Toys. Let's get into it. So if you had this bookmarked and you visited, the website, you would have known this is coming out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the biggest mover section. And you can see it on your screen over here. Some interesting news. Rey is back. And you have Darth Vader #1. And right next to him, another Sith Lord, Fabio. Darth Maul DX16. But this Vader, we talked about it last week on the market chart show. Let me pull something. Let me pull this up for you, baby. On a Vader ESB that just sold. And it keeps going higher and higher and higher. April 24th, which was yesterday, $521 with 14 bids. Great seller.
You see where it says located in New Hyde Park?
Yeah.
That's 15 minutes from me.
Wow.
Yep.
But it's not including freaking $25 in shipping, so it's like almost $550. Yep. Not including taxes, dude.
Yep. That's high. That's a lot.
Talk to me about this. How much has the Bespin Luke affected this?
This figure specifically, of course, because, well, number one, you don't need any figure to affect Vader price. Number one.
Correct.
Vader always going to be wanted no matter what version, no matter what movie, no matter what. He's just the all-time, most wanted villain in history. So nothing's going to affect him, but the fact that if they're limited, if they're not, if they're scarce, they're not easy to find, they're, you know what I mean? They're limited. There's not enough. So that's what's going to affect the price. People holding on to their figures and making them, rare. But absolutely, you add a Bespin Luke to this, forget it. It's gonna make it even that much more desirable for people who didn't have it already.
Yeah, absolutely. You bring up a great point that Vader is desirable no matter what happened with that Bespin Luke coming out or not coming up. And Dante, Fabio brings up a great point. I've been saying this for a while, that this figure, along with the Boba Fett from the 40th, the regular deluxe version, well, all the 40th of Boba Fett's in this one, but that this one was rising up, and it was just continuing on its way to pass the $400 tier range and go back into the $500 tier range before it was reissued. Right now, it's on real fire, Dante. What do you make of this?
Yeah, so the way I see this is in two ways. Obviously, it is a 40th anniversary, so you're only gonna get one of those. It's only one time they get 40th anniversary. That's number one. Number two, Obi-Wan show is coming next month in May 26th, if I'm not mistaken. So that means if they're gonna do any Darth Vader, it's gonna be at least a year and change of wait. So you have pretty much from now until they announce something or maybe release something Darth Vader related to get you Darth Vader. And if you're starting collecting right now, you're a Star Wars fan, and you want to get the last version, which is this one, obviously you're gonna pay the price. So I think prices are gonna continue to go up, right? I think this is a unique figure in terms of, first of all, packaging, right? Is unique. I love that look. And on top of that, 40th anniversary. And on top of that, we're not gonna have any Vader until the Obi-Wan show is released. So this is gonna be one of the grails for a lot of people, for sure.
That's a good point that he just made as well. The fact that there's going to be no other Vader until the show, so people are like, you know what, I need one right now.
Yeah, and the other good point, Fabio, talk about this that Dante made. He made this as well. He brought up a great point that they're not going to. I really think that they could reissue this ESB Vader. We'll talk about that. Talk to me about that. I think they can do it a third time, but they'll never do it in this 40th anniversary packaging if they do. I think Dante's right. This is one and done.
They could reissue or remake Vader a billion times, and he will sell every time, again, just because of who he is. This packaging, though, this specific packaging is a big deal because, number one, is the very, very first time Hot Toys has ever done packaging like this. Number two, super cool packaging. It looks like it's a retro packaging at that. It looks like it's an old school packaging, like the figure is from the 80s, kind of. So that increases the amount of not only how much people want it, but a lot of people, I remember when this was first announced and the package was shown, people were talking about not even opening the figure. They wanted to.
And some aren't. Yeah.
Correct. So that is really cool. Even though, if you really think about it, besides obviously the figures that open up like this, that have the magnet on them, the ones you slide out, you could display them like that if you really wanted to. They're not made for that, but you still got the window is my point. But the fact that this box was specifically made narrower, thinner, and longer for that reason, I think it was done on purpose to have people want to display it like that.
Yeah, no, it's really, really good point. Single songwriter put in here. All the 40th anniversary figures will go up, and with Bespin Luke up for pre-order, will make Vader go even higher as the months go on. And if it goes even higher than this, gentlemen, that is really, really high. Starkiller says, wow, 40th ESB Vader is skyrocketing. Such a cool figure, one of my favorites. 808 Jedi says, so glad I have my 40th Vader. Absolutely. Dorikus Maximus says, I've still got my ESB Vader mint in box. Wow. Keep rising, my Dark Lord. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Collector number one says things are shaking up in the market. Lane,
And
good to have Lane.
One more thing about my me talking about Vader. If they, for whatever reason, they decided to reissue or re-release this figure, this ESB Vader right now, will sell out immediately. Not literally, but it will sell out.
Mm-hmm.
If they come out with a Rogue One Vader, same thing. It's not where it comes from. It's the character. So no matter what line it's going to be coming from, it'll sell regardless because it's Darth Vader, not what he's from.
I have a feeling that the beta that we're gonna get from Obi-Wan is gonna be a hybrid between this one and the Rogue One. So some components from this one plus the look of the Rogue One, which by the way is one of the best betas if you ask me. Plus probably a head sculpt, with Hayden Christensen, or maybe like Fabio said many times about a damaged Vader. I mean, the possibilities are endless. But this one here, because of the uniqueness of the packaging and because it is a 40th anniversary, it's already a Grail, right? It's already. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a Grail, but it's gonna be a Grail in the future, just because of those two ingredients. Singles already mentioned about the Bespin look that is gonna help this one to sell even higher, and I also agree with that because the closer we get to the release of any Vader and the release of Bespin look, it's gonna be a perfect match right there. A lot of people are gonna try to jump on Vader super fast.
And one thing about Dante,
go ahead.
Just quickly, the fact with the he's talking about the combination of the two Vaders, but when he said about the battle damage, we have never gotten a Vader that's battle damage, so that would be a first for Hot Toys to make. And I'm telling you, a battle damage Vader would break the internet.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, look at this, guys. I'm pulling this up. I just went to the market chart. The market value chart at 6scalecantina.com. We're going over the biggest movers section. This 40th anniversary ESB packaging Darth Vader is absolutely gone to plaid. If you watch Baseballs, you know what I'm talking about. The midi-chlorian count here is through the roof. So look at this, guys. You talk about Grail. Now, this was what, $285 or something to that effect when it was out, I believe. Now, $460. You see it here on the screen, the trending up this Vader. And rising. Fabio, how far can this go? Before this was reissued, it was around 500 to 550. Averaging, you could get this figure. I've said all along it would go back around 500. I think that this one will. Especially in this packaging. You'll never get it in this packaging again.
Right. That was a big sales point for that figure, that packaging. Same thing for Boba Fett. It was they were using and was it Lando too? Lando came in the same packaging as well.
Yep.
So this packaging, was a big deal marketing wise because they've never done this before. So it was a big deal, and it got the attention that they, I'm assuming, wanted for these figures, because these figures, due to that packaging, are very rare as well. Not only the character, but the packaging. So it's great.
Real quick, Eddie Rodriguez with the $2 drop. He says things are getting whatever at table 66. You need a refill. We know who's sitting there, and a lot of courage for Eddie Rodriguez. Let's serve him up. Man, I love that freaking Emperor if that would come out. Man, I'm telling you that figure would be crazy. Dante, so talk to me about Grail with this. You were saying maybe in the future, how quick can this, like, let's say this goes over 500. Is this Grail?
I think yes.
Because of the packaging, right?
Is the packaging. I mean, the packaging has to do everything, and just the label of 40th anniversary, and just to be honest, the figure is really good. It's really good,
awesome.
So so you already have everything you need. It's an improvement, in terms of pretty much articulation. Even though Vader, yes, we can also argue the articulation of a Vader is never the best. But it's definitely an improvement. I mean, the cape, the fact that you can remove the helmet and you can see the exposed head. You know, they've been giving us little things here and there, so I'm very happy with that design. Over time, it's eventually become a Grail. I think it might slow down a little bit when we get the next Vader. And to Fabio's point, if we get a battle damage Vader, that's gonna be amazing. I mean, first Vader ever battle damage that everyone, even if you're not a Star Wars fan, you want to get that figure just because it is freaking Vader. You need to get that guy battle damage. So I think we are in a good position right now. It's a perfect time to be a Star Wars fan. I just can't wait for freaking Obi-Wan to start, man. I just counting the days for real.
And even
Well,
and even like for example, like let's say for whatever reason there's no battle damage Vader on the show, right? Whatever. Hot Toys can easily give us a concept figure. It doesn't have to be, from a movie. They could
it
give
could be the ending credit scene Vader.
anything. They could give us a concept figure of battle. You could Google right now and type in battle damage Darth Vader, and you will come up with hundreds of images of that. So they
Well,
can come up with.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Fabio. I mean, I really think you probably will get a battle damage Vader in here. I mean, they already said they're going to have this epic battle. Obi-Wan's obviously going to do pretty good. I mean, I can actually see both of them getting battle damage, but I really can see Vader getting effed up in this.
Right. Well, battle damaging for Obi-Wan would be ripped clothes and stuff, but battle
Yeah,
damaging for Darth Vader
Right.
is going to be, missing chunks of his armor. So that's
Right. I think we're gonna get a speculation. This is a speculation, obviously. I think we're gonna get the first battle Obi-Wan won, right? Clearly. Second one is gonna be a tie. So it's gonna be a massive fight and they're gonna tie. Nobody's gonna win, obviously. Nobody's gonna win. And then the last one that we know that Darth Vader wins, right? By killing Obi-Wan. No spoiler, but you know that. So this is gonna be an epic battle. If you think about being a tie, that means it's gonna be epic as hell. Like you're gonna see battle damage everywhere. I mean, remember, Vader is half machine, half human. So don't be surprised if
right.
they cut the arm. Don't be surprised if they cut some part of the leg, some part of the helmet. And
Hmm.
Obi-Wan is like bruised up or like bloody.
Yeah,
Again,
bloody, sure.
it
You get a
is it
couple of head
is
sculpts with it.
very, very, very possible that that's what's gonna happen. And battle damage Vader is definitely not a crazy idea. I think this could be the time that we can get something like this.
Well, Big Bretta Joao, or as you called him, Julio or Julio, remember in Obi-Wan show, Vader will be using a first rendition of the suit. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I think he put on Joao that first rendition in the end of Revenge of the Sith. It's going to be 10 years later. It's going to be interesting. Maybe they're going to give us some history from there. But I do think Joao, it's going to get messed up at the battle, or maybe battles. Maybe battles. So let's go to this because when we go, guys, listen, I'm calling this on this show. But look at what's number 2 this week. Another Sith Lord, Darth Maul. There are rumors through the roof about Ray Parks making an appearance in this show. And this has been trending up, Dante, since the Clone Wars Maul was announced. This is going the same direction as what happened with the Death Trooper and the Clone Wars Anakin with the dark side Anakin. It made these figures go up even more. Let me pull up this DX16 to give you a case in point, my friend. And you can see here, right on the screen, just from yesterday, $486, Dante. 23 bids, not including $19.75 in shipping. Now to Fabio, I know he's going to bring up a great point. This brand new shipping box that makes a difference. These are going.
Special edition makes it different too. Makes it
Yeah,
different too because
that's right. It has that extra little freaking thing.
Correct. So it's not the regular one. It's worth what it's going for. Absolutely.
It's going insane. This is close to $500. Are you surprised like this with Darth Maul when you can get the Clone Wars Maul, Dante?
I'm not surprised, and I think this is a underrated figure. I mean, this figure is really good. The speeder bike, The head sculpt is really good. The outfit, the tailoring, the articulation, accessories. Give it a couple more years. This thing is gonna be like to the roof. A lot of people are gonna miss out on this one. you know and yes, Solo Maul is a really good version of Darth Maul. The detail is fantastic as well, DX version obviously. um but this one here is episode 1. This is the original. This is the first time we saw Darth Maul. Everything that came after is just a different version of him, but this is the original one. It's kind of like the original trilogy when you got Leia, Vader, when you got Luke Skywalker, farm Luke, the clone Han, Stormtrooper Han, Stormtrooper Luke, you know, it's original, right? The OTs kind of things, right? This here is the episode 1, so definitely this is gonna go up in price even more. So I would not be surprised if at one point we're gonna see this guy going for $600 because it's gonna be worth that much. I think.
Then you're gonna get, and Fabio, that's a great point, Dante, and I think it is actually going to go that way. And I've been saying it, since I've come on, that to watch these figures, it's been a very slow burn, Fabio, though, for Darth Maul DX16 and DX17. But now, you would think because it's such a slow burn, that maybe the Clone Wars Maul would affect it. But I'm also seeing it with DX18. DX18 from the Solo movie is also rising. The speeder bike version is also rising, and this one is rising, and this one rising more than any of them. But wow, it's been happening since the announcement.
Well, you could have two scenarios here. So number one could be people who didn't like the Clone Wars Maul ended up looking for this one instead, or when they saw that Clone Wars Maul came out, they got it, and they said, you know what? Let's go backwards and get the others as well. So I think that's what's creating the hype for the older figures. Maybe the new one, or whoever didn't like it is, going backwards. That's just my assumption.
Yeah, and listen, with 80 in here, did you smash the like button yet, baby? You are watching the Market Show live here at 6 Scale Cantina channel. We have got Fabio from FabsFigures in the house. We have got Dante from the Man of Hot Collectibles in here. Let me know what table you're at, and I will serve you up. We will all serve you up. We're talking some Star Wars, and here's some very interesting thing, gentlemen. And also back on the biggest mover section when we go to it, just updated today as well. Look, we could talk about Obi-Wan is through the roof. I'm just being honest. I could show you Obi-Wan Kenobi right now. Holy crap. But I want to talk about Rey because Rey has returned. Rey leveled off at about 370. Rose. Very hot. Stayed there. Now is rising again. This Rey and Dio figure. I can bring these up onto the screen. And as I put these up over here, it's very, very, very telling. This one just sold, and this was Rey, our friend Rey from Hawk Wars Toys. Call out to Rey from Hawk Wars Toys. He's going to be sponsoring a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a brand new hot toy to celebrate the end of May 4th week during my show, Live and Raw, on Saturday, May 7th, my regular Saturday show at 6 p.m. And I will have Fabio on, and I will have Dante on for that celebration, for the aftermath, the recap that May 4th week. And we'll be giving away a brand new hot toy. Ray will be sponsoring it. But $385 here, best offer, not including the $23.90 in shipping. I'll pull up another one over here. $370 straight up, really more like $390 because it's $37 in shipping, not including taxes. There was one that just sold, Fabio, where it was missing pieces. And missing pieces, people were trying to get a bargain from it with 27 bids. still sold for $350 a couple days ago.
That's right.
And 45 shipping. She's hot. There's no denying it, dude. What do you make of this?
I'm not shocked at all. She's worth what she's worth. And look at it. She's way over retail, used and incomplete. So what does that say about the figure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if it's complete. And again, this. If they were to put the X logo there, easily people would be happy. I mean, the suit is the outfit is really nice. Yes, it's very clean, but it's very nice. But the amount of accessories that this figure comes with is really, really good. I mean, two different lightsabers. You have the little bag over there, Dio, the base, the Hesco, huge improvement from the prototype. I mean, if you look at the stock pictures here, with and you see the actual figure, it is a completely different figure. I mean, it is really, really good. The helmet, man, I'm telling you, I think this figure has all the ingredients also to be a Grail in the future, man. I mean, look at that. Look, all the accessories this figure comes with. It's really good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a lot of accessories. You know what's interesting too, Dante? The Rey Last Jedi. Like you would think, like, oh, is this that one's holding its own? All the Reys are doing really, really good, especially the Rey and BB-8 set, and the Rey Last Jedi, and this one's being the queen of them all. Let me ask you guys this. Whoever wants to jump in first. I've been calling this for a while, and the Hot Toys Wizard called this. And Fabio, I know we were talking about, reusing a recipe in development. Dark Side Rey, a con or something exclusive, the way that this is selling right now, it could be so easy for them, dude.
Absolutely. And it's not something like, I like to talk about, concepts and stuff like that and things that aren't, part of scenes or movies and stuff. But Dark Rey was part of the movie. She was there. It's not something that they have to come up with or make up. She was in the movie. So this selling as high as it's going for should let them know, listen, you come out with a Dark Side, more money for you.
I mean, I don't know if it would, but is it possible that it can actually rival the sales? It may be able to sell even more, just because
Absolutely.
we talk about Darth Talon, Darth Malgus. It'd be like a novelty Sith.
And don't forget, the people who don't have this Rey now and they announce a Dark Rey, forget it. This will increase even more, and Dark Rey will sell out at some point. Absolutely.
Yeah. Dante, that's an interesting point because definitely a lot of the hate for the sequels or a lot of that stuff has washed away with the success of the Mandalorian. You see a different tone. You see even a more openness to a lot of these characters, and I think there's a lot of faith in Deborah Chow, Favreau, Filoni, George Lucas consulting back into the mix. This Rey is selling. A lot of people want to buy this when it's sold out. That's a lot of demand for this. I mean, I've been showing this for a while, dude. I mean, and obviously these other companies that have been producing, Gentle Giant, Hasbro, so on and so forth. This Dark Side Rey, they must have data that people want it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, just imagine having your Rey, I'm just gonna label it as clean Rey, and then have the Dark Side Rey together in a fight.
Dirty boy.
Oh,
No,
that's a
but
good point.
just think about it. You can just put them to display together. I mean, and have a Kylo Ren in the background, kind of like looking. I mean, I honestly think that maybe it's too late, but you know what? Never is too late. They can easily do that as an exclusive edition, perhaps for next year's summer showcase. I'm sorry, this year summer showcase, and do like a Dark Side Rey, and just call it. I mean, I'm telling you, a lot of people will be very happy, especially with the reception, the upgraded head sculpt that a lot of people liked, and Kylo Ren is going the same path as well. Once Kylo Ren is gone, you're gonna spend a lot of money to get those back for sure.
Yeah, that's a killer figure, dude. And Doricus Maximus says, I would army build Dark Side Rey.
Fabio would.
Here's an interesting question from MB Dyson. He says, "Are they really doing a Lucas cut of the Rise of Skywalker?" Here's an interesting point, Fabio. There is a very strong rumor with that, and I'm telling you right now, they are going to do a Lucas cut of that film. He's been talking about it with Disney, with Favreau and Filoni, to take out some of the parts that were taken out of there, and they especially have footage with Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, and Mark Hamill all together. You could bet your ass that they will absolutely capitalize on that. They also, it's a rumor, they want to make some differences when it comes to Ben Solo and Rey at the ending. They could tweak it a little bit. They could do like a Snyder cut, if you will. It's going to be a Lucas cut, dude. Fabio, if they do any of this, you talk about the how high this Rey can go in the secondary market. You're seeing it now. If they do a Lucas cut, which is a very strong rumor, I think they're going to do. How about that figure where it could go? What about Carrie Fisher, The Last Jedi, Leia, which is also showing signs of going up? Harrison Ford from The Force Awakens. How about any of those Luke figures, dude? Talk to me.
Well, number one, if they decide to go that route, we are naturally going to be excited because of the fact that look at exactly like you said, look at how well the Snyder Cut did.
Did great.
It felt like a completely different movie, even though it was pretty much the same thing. It felt like a completely different movie. So, if they go that route, and we're expecting it to be as successful as the Snyder Cut. Let's say it's very successful. Rey figure through the roof. They give us a dark Rey, amazing. If the movie doesn't do well, though, that will not affect this Rey because she's already doing well without the movie. It's not going to affect her in a bad way because she already has the popularity from the original movie. So it could go, it could go good for Rey, but it doesn't mean that it could go the other way, which is bad because she's already doing well without any new movies, in the horizon, if you will.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 808 Michigan Jedi says, I think everyone would love, you can respond to that, Dante, a Jedi training Leia. We're talking about recipe and development a little bit. There's a lot, and I work with companies, daily. There's a lot of investment that is put into R&D, which is recipe and development. And a lot of times it's not only considering how much is one particular thing going to sell, but can they use that formula afterwards and for other productions in the future? And when you talk about Jedi training Leia, they've already used that head sculpt 3 different times. It's wonderful. I certainly think with this Rey, they're going to do that, Dante. But this is interesting stuff. Go ahead. Go your point, Dante. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the training Leia will be really good, especially if they do maybe a 2-pack with Luke Skywalker, like a training 2-pack duel, if you will. Going back to the conversation of the Lucas cut, if that happens, I agree with Fabio. If that happens, whether it's successful or not, it will not affect the current one, because it will be kind of like a one-off movie, right? Even though they're probably going to use a big portion of the old footage or the actual release footage. I would love to see a Lucas trilogy for the sequels. Like if he's gonna do a Lucas cut, let's do the Lucas cut for the all 3 movies, and change the narrative a little bit. Change it. Maybe you can keep Kylo Ren. You can keep pretty much the same characters, but just move it a little bit in a way that Luke is not like that.
There's a strong thing, and stay to add to your point, and you keep going. This whole what is it, World Between Worlds in the Ahsoka series, where they're supposed to bring in Ezra Bridger, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Rebels, using time. They may play it this way, and you could alter time a little bit, or there could be an alternate reality, or they could switch things around, Dante. It's possible. They can play here.
It is possible. I mean, they can even do CGI Leia like they did with Luke Skywalker. You know, they can I mean, the possibilities are endless. Really. They can do another like a brand new trilogy with the OT characters with Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Leia, Lando, all the aged because they can easily pull that off now. I mean, technology is there. And trying to maybe again maybe Palpatine didn't die and try to make this story but with the original characters, and then when they finish that, when they win the battle type of thing, then they can do something with Rey, something different, nothing to do with the dark side, but more like maybe Luke training her for something, or something like that with Ben. So they can do so many things, and I honestly, you know I would want to see Fabio doing the trilogies, than all these different directors, because I think the issue was
Mhm.
that they got three different visions, and each movie seems to be just a standalone movie, but it's a trilogy. So
Mhm.
that's the reason why I think it wasn't as successful. Because let me tell you, I enjoyed The Force Awakens. I think The Force Awakens was a really really good movie, and I was thinking, okay, well, the second one should be much better, and it didn't follow that. I mean, yes, it was unique and all that. I think the moment they kill Luke Skywalker as the hermit, as the angry grandpa, they pretty much killed the whole sequels to
Mhm.
me. They
Mhm.
they killed it. They could have just made this guy like a Jedi master.
Dude, it was like
I mean,
that was
have him die fighting Palpatine at least at the end, and then have Ray to help him alongside with Ben.
they
Something like
ruined my
that.
childhood hero with that. Don't get me going. Don't
Yeah,
get
but
me going.
again, it
But they
is
brought him
done.
back. They're fixing it.
It is done. It happened. It is what it is, right? Again, this is all a speculation. This is what fans want to see. Want to see something different. But again, as long as they continue doing these shows like The
Mhm.
Mandalorian, Ahsoka, you
Mhm.
know, perhaps one day we will get a Luke Skywalker show. you know I think that's what we need. We need those feelings, those stories in the middle, in between, movies, and see what happened with this character, what happened with Luke, for example, after Return of the Jedi, right?
Mhm.
We know him already 30 years later, but what happened in between? What did he do? Now we will
You're gonna
find out
get
with
all that now.
Obi-Wan.
You're gonna get a lot of it now, right?
Exactly, so they can capitalize on that for sure.
I'm putting this up, Dorikas. Dorikas, you're not wrong, but neither am I. Actually, with the companies I work with, it's recipe and development. Some use research and development. It's R&D nonetheless, but yes, very well used is recipe and development as well. But absolutely, and continue. So let's go over here to this market chart show, talking about all this. Fabio, Ray and Dio, I just typed in Ray, and all the Rays come up on the market value chart when you use that little search box. Again, bookmark 6scalecantina.com. For those that are watching, if you don't have it, it has all the secondary market information for Star Wars Hot Toys and under construction. And Fabio is helping me as well. Marvel market chart. The tab's already there. It'll be ready here very, very shortly. Fabio, 375 and trending up. $25 away now from 400. Ray and this Dio we're talking about.
Yeah, no, and she's gonna keep going up. She's gonna keep, and again, this figure, another, and this is something we don't really ever talk about, but it's a ding 100%. Female figures that are sold out will always be more, will be worth more, because of the fact that they're very limited. It doesn't matter what female figure it is, they will never make the same amount of figures of a female that they do for any male. And that's a fact. You can look that up anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So also have that in mind, that it's not just only the figure because of the character, but the fact that she's a female as well, that increases her value.
808 brings this up. What is 40th Lando in the secondary market? And the thing of it is, right now, whenever something is in stock, it is right now the retail is what the price is. What is the future for 40th Lando, though, 808, my good friend? I will say this, and I've said it before, and Fabio, we'll stay with you on this first, and then we'll go to Dante. At the end of the day, whether it's 2 years or 3 years down the road, this will 100% in the 40th anniversary packaging, which they'll never come out with this figure again in that packaging, be a Grail. These Hans, these Leias, these Lukes, these Chewbacca's, R2s, Emperor, everything original trilogy. Once it's gone forever. This will be a Grail in the future.
100%, and I'm going to explain to you why. So remember that I'm going to give you an example. ESB Vader, right? It has its regular Hot Toys box now, as well as the 40th, right? Because obviously they remade it. Lando, that was the first release of Lando in a 40th box. So what does that say about the figure? If the Darth Vader, obviously it's Darth Vader, so you can't, to a certain extent, you can't really compare Darth Vader to Lando, but packaging-wise alone, and history of the figure alone, again, Lando is the first figure made ever that automatically came in that rare packaging. There's your Grail right there.
Yeah, and another interesting thing, and we're not going to get into it here, but with 80 in here, go ahead and smash the like button. You're watching the Market Show live. We have got Dante, the Man of Hot Collectibles, in the house. Subscribe, baby. We've got Fabio from FabsFigures getting closer and closer to 1,000 subs. Let's subscribe to Fabio. Come on, everybody. Sometimes we look at this. We have to look at the changes in some of these figures in the times. This figure hasn't been out a year. It came out October 9th last year. Usually it takes a figure once it's released in Hong Kong 9 to 12 months to sell out. It just had differences. As soon as they released it in Hong Kong, I had it a few weeks later from Ray at Hawk Wars. It was just one of those things. So it was a little bit different. But Dante, once this goes out, which is going to be very, very soon, it'll eventually be a Grail, to Fabio's point.
Yeah, I agree. Once everything is gone with the wind, boom, price is gonna increase. I mean, simple math, right? We're not gonna see any more, Ray until so far. I mean, we will not see any sequels movies. This is it. That's it. It was done. So, the fact that that's the last Ray one, that the figure comes with a lot of accessories and everything that we mentioned. I mean, it has all the ingredients of a Grail for sure. And again, I think Ray will increase more in price if Hot Toys does a Dark Side Anakin. Dark Side Ray. I think that's gonna be another, I guess, push for this Ray to increase in value. Because remember, if you wanna display both figures in a fight scene. So if you don't have the clean Ray, right, and you only have the Dark Side Ray, how are you gonna get it? Secondary market.
Well, look at TK, friend at CT Suckit here, TK592. Ray is actually listed as sold out now on Sideshow. Yeah, so the whole that didn't stay on waitlist full for a long time, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Because it's a female and they didn't make a lot, and she sold out pretty quickly too.
Yeah. I have one for sale.
All right, let's let's get into the last figure here before we add. This one has the most telling of all. I could bring you up some data that's going to blow your guys' mind. The Vader's been blowing your mind. The Ray's been blowing your mind. Darth Maul. All right, here's Obi-Wan with scratches and damage.
And used, yeah.
And 21 people are watching this for $589 for this with damage. And let me show you another thing with Obi-Wan. It's been through the roof. One recently sold for $818. It's a deluxe one, but still.
Yeah,
back yesterday, or is it today? Today, April 25th, $818.
Because
guys,
the deluxe is what makes it worth that much more. Like people, you know, a lot of people, and I noticed this over the years. Obviously, Hot Toys will give you regular version, deluxe version. There are a lot of people, you know, which is 100% normal. A lot of people that, you know, just naturally and automatically just pre-order or order the original version, the regular version. They know that, you know what, I'm not going to use the extra accessory, so I don't really care for it, right? Which is fine. That's perfectly fine. You're not getting something that it's going to be wasted anyway. So that little figure, that little thing that makes it a deluxe is what makes that figure a figure that is, you know, from the regular version, it'll give it a $100 to $150 difference in price because of that little bit of that little whatever it is that they give it that makes it deluxe. So this price, yeah, it seems high, but as long as it's in, you know, brand new sealed and a deluxe, sells for that price all day long.
Yeah, and he brings up a good point, Dante. And Obi-Wan's getting in, it's right now in Dark Side Anakin territory. And honestly, what I'm noticing with close to 90 in here, smash that like button, baby. This deluxe version Fabio's talking about is starting to go over to Dark Side Anakin right now. I mean, we're going to look at where it's sitting at the market value chart, but what do you think of this?
Again, you know, this is gonna continue going up simply because we don't gonna get another Obi-Wan until probably sometime next Q3 next year. So from this point to that point, you know, people are gonna they want to get Obi-Wan, and especially with the show coming, with Anakin coming, you know, all that, it's gonna play a huge thing. So yeah, I'm not surprised that this is going this high. The figure is really good. You know, I was lucky enough to, you know, I got it from Ray from Howard's Toys. I got the deluxe Obi-Wan and the Anakin Dark Side Anakin from him,
Mm-hmm.
and a really good price. I'm talking about last year, so no way near this price, obviously. So it is a huge increase in price.
And
So
one more thing before you continue, Aries. For people who see this and they look at this price and, you know, they're scrolling through eBay or whatever and they see something like this, I'm assuming that their first thought is, this is ridiculous. I would never pay for this. A lot of people wouldn't pay for this because it's a lot of money. But you have to understand that there are diehard fans who will pay for this. And to them, as long as they have that figure, $818 is absolutely nothing to them.
right,
Absolutely nothing.
that's a good point. Number one, number two, they want to have this brand new. They don't give a crap about the price. They just want to have a brand new seal. They want to be the first one to open, the first one to play with.
Yep.
You know, and that's because remember, there's a lot of collectors that like to collect secondhand figures, right? Meaning secondhand in good shape, obviously not like broken or anything like that, but secondhand. And there are older collectors that like to buy a brand new sealed, no matter what. I don't care if it's like $400 more. I want to get a brand new sealed, and there are collectors like that, and is valid as well. If you have the money, please by all means buy everything brand new, right? So long story short, is always a market for something, right? There's always people willing to pay. I know at the same time, there's always people willing to lowball you to like to the bottom.
Well, look at this, Dante. Updated today, the market value chart. Let's look at all the Obi-Wans I have listed in here. All I did is typed in Obi in the search box. Again, bookmark 6scalecantina.com. And they also brought up Ray, that, Dante brought his Obi-Wan from Ray at Hawkwar's Toys. He is sponsoring the giveaway that I'm going to be doing to celebrate May 4th week. The end of May 4th week is Saturday, May 7th. And I will be celebrating it on my regular show. It'll be live and raw. Saturday, May 7th. I will have Dante in the house. I will have Fabio in the house, special show. But you have to be subscribed in order to be eligible to win. So hit the subscribe button right now if you want to win a brand new Hot Toy sponsored there. But look at this, guys. Obi-Wan Deluxe MMS 478, $625 and trending up. The regular one, Fabio, that doesn't have those accessories is 503 now and trending up. The freaking Ewan McGregor one with the deluxe went ahead of the Obi-Wan A New Hope. That one's 598. I suspect that will start rising and crack 600 as well. Damn, dude, how high can these go?
And look at the, like I said, look at the deluxe.
Yeah, it's $125, $122 more.
And just for that, obviously this figure, is different because this figure has, more accessories, has actually 2 accessories, has the what do you call it? That little little picture of Anakin with what's his name? The Emperor, and then it's got the little the hologram thing, and then it's got baby Anakin as well, baby Luke as well. So these 2 things, just happen to this figure. But it's usually one little thing that they give you. Just one little accessory that usually, for example, Spider-Man, they'll give you a little hologram Mark figure, which is this big, that makes the figure go up in value, like I said, between $100 and $150 just for that little thing. So, like I said, anybody who sees these prices and you see deluxe, don't be shocked, because that's why they make these. If this didn't affect the value of any figure, they would just give you one. They would just give you one figure for everybody, and that's it. There would be no reason to give you a deluxe. But they give you a deluxe because they know that that specific figure will be worth more at some point.
Well, listen, baby. You got 85 in here. Did we get to 100 likes yet? Let's hit the like button. We're coming on 2 hours. Market chart show. Let's go ahead and strike a pose. Let's freeze. Let's take our finger. Everybody in the chat right now, for the Dark Jedi and for Fabio and for Dante, let's hit the like button, baby. And you also want to subscribe, because sponsored by Ray from Hawk Wars Toys, going to be giving away a brand new hot toy May 7th. Celebrate the end of May 4th week. We're going to recap, have a great celebration. We're going to have games, all kinds of great stuff, and that giveaway. So go ahead and do that, baby.
I thought you were going to say, grab your finger, stick it up your nose. Right?
With your buttermilk beer. And I feel like we got to serve some stuff up over here. Bugman asked me right here, Hot Toys Wizard, speaking of deluxe, how is your new Chirrut? How is the new Chirrut Imwe doing? Oh, my new Chirrut Imwe doing?
Listen, we haven't seen it.
You're going to get a sneak peek. I cut it yesterday. I actually have an unboxing of my quarter scale Grogu, and I usually put that up for Cantina insiders, and they're going to get early access, but then I'm going to put it up to show you what you could get if you're a Cantina insider, to see my, what I call them, crazy, wacky unboxings with Aries. If you're looking for a professional unboxing, you better stay away. If you're looking to spill your damn coffee, and you're looking to get drunk off a spotchka, and you're looking to see someone go, holy freaking crap, you may just want to go ahead and check it out. That's going to be coming out really soon, including my pleather and action figure treatment tips video, which I'm going to be going over a lot of what I do, my climate control tips of how I've been able to keep my collectibles through the decades in an environment that's good. That is coming out as well. But Bugman, Chirrut Imwe is coming. Chirrut Imwe is coming. I thought he was asking me, guys, about how he's doing in the secondary market. It's one of those figures that trended down. It's showing signs now of coming up. You better hop on Chirrut quick, Fabio and Dante, because he was trending down for a while, and I still have the down arrow. But honestly, man, he's like, I have like the latest one even here? I could show you guys, but all like, okay, here, I'll pull this up. So here's a clear sign. I'll pull this up onto the screen. Thanks so much, Bugman. This was seriously, you could pick up a deluxe Chirrut a couple of months ago, Dante and Fabio, for like 310 all in. Yeah, it was like really going low, but it's going like here, right? It's going up 380. It's starting to go up again.
Yeah, but used. You gotta mention that it's used, because You know, that's a big difference. You know, getting a brand new sealed deluxe for $380 and a used, the used deluxe for $380 is a huge, big difference.
But the used, the used was going for over 500.
Of course, no, I'm correct, but I'm saying this one specifically.
Yes, but even this one's starting to go up, and you're definitely right. The ones that are brand new, they always go for more, and now it's all starting to just go up, Fabio. I mean,
well, look at the last two releases we've gotten for the Rogue One line. So people are starting to notice. Okay, well, there's more coming. So maybe that's somebody who decided, you know what, the Rogue line is over. I don't need it, and now they're seeing new figures coming out. They're like, oh, wait a minute, now it's a really good reason for me to buy it. So I feel like that's the way they're going.
Yeah, and I pointed out, guys, that people got a lot of tips. Mud Trooper was like, you could pick Mud Trooper up fall of last year for like $290 shipped all in, and it was going over 400 for so long. But I said, listen, take advantage of it now if you got the money and you got a budget and you really want it, because it's going to go back over 400 because it's a trooper and it's Han Solo, and they didn't make many of the damn things. And what's happening now? It's trending up. The same thing with the Luke Jedi Knight, guys. People are like, oh, man, that was going for 500. It went really low. People were picking that up for freaking 280 a couple months ago. Now it's 380. And I said it was going to go back around 450, 500. It is. So sometimes it's not just ebbs and flows. And I don't know what you guys think. Sometimes you get a figure where there's a wave and it just goes down for a time, but there's a limited time. You're never going to get that with a Luke Jedi Knight or a Chirrut for long. But I'm able to provide that for everybody over here because I sense it. And ebb and flow, you can get that every day. But a real big dive like that, it's weird. But now you're seeing Chirrut go back up. So I think the time for trying to find a deal is gone.
Right, and that's a great figure as well. That Chirrut.
That's a great accessory-wise is a great figure. Looks-wise is a great figure. Everything about that figure is, there's no complaint. I never had a complaint about that figure.
I got it last year for, I think it was 380 all in, brand new, deluxe, sealed. So that was one of those. I think I got it Thanksgiving, I think, or maybe soon. I don't remember, but it was sometime last year. I got it.
Where'd you buy it? T-Dubs?
Yeah, I got the box.
You got the wrong box.
I got the wrong box.
This has been a lot of fun, guys, and we're getting more. We're getting close to 90 now, but I'm kind of pooped out. We got to go to work tomorrow. I felt like we were just kind of having great conversations. We talked about everything from Spider-Man to the market to this to that. We were it was great. It was like we're hanging out in Cheers, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always fun talking about this, man. Always.
Yeah, you can't. I personally can't get tired of talking about figures and collecting and stuff. So I could do this all day, every day.
Yeah, no, I get tired.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're going to have a lot to talk about in the upcoming week. You guys, listen. Subscribe to Fabio from Fabio World, formerly Fabio Land, soon to be Fabio Galaxy, the greatest collection in the galaxy. Come on, I got the link in the video description below. Man of Hot Collectibles, same thing. You know who he is. If you don't know who he is, you're missing out. You talk about FOMO. Come on. You got to go ahead and exercise that FOMO and subscribe to the Man of Hot Collectibles. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. You all know what's going on with me. We're going to come back on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, so look for it. We'll be on. We'll be talking about stuff. Maybe a little bit about Obi-Wan series, Dante. Maybe we'll have some more. Maybe we'll get one of those Spider-Mans, Dante, that'll get officially, announced. Maybe we'll get some releases.
Maybe. I think we're going to get something later. I have a feeling. Something is...
But look, I didn't play this today. We should play this. Okay, this fills up all the tables. We only talked about a couple of them, but I just got to play this because I love to laugh. Oh my God. All right, listen, subscribe to these guys. 6 Scale Cantina, subscribe to me. I don't always buy coffee out or cans of whoop ass or all for all Java egg juice, which I didn't have today, but the freaking Fabio had it. But I do have the wizard juice. I don't always buy it out, but when I do, I get it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Speculating.